Hi everyone, my name is Ankar Anwar. I am a placement student from the Center for Global Citizenship, Education and Inclusion. I am very excited to be here representing the center and speaking to you over the internet. Before I get started, I would like to talk a little bit about our center. The Center for Global Citizenship, Education and Inclusion promotes equity and inclusion in the Centennial community by offering workshops, events, campaigns, etc. One of our most recent campaigns, #Social Action Cards, has been getting some really good responses, and today I'm here to share them with you. In order to increase awareness on equity and inclusion-related issues, our center has developed 5 postcards that address various types of discrimination experienced by historically marginalized groups. These 5 postcards focus on microaggressions, ableism, Islamophobia, transphobia, and anti-Black racism. These cards are called social action cards because they require you to take social actions by leading the conversation, speaking out when you see discrimination, and educating the people around you. So next, I will take you through all these cards one by one. First, I want to start with microaggressions, probably because I personally experienced this a lot. Microaggressions are everyday verbal or behavioral interactions that send negative, harmful messages toward minoritized people. I will give you an example of myself experiencing microaggression. Just a couple of days ago, I went somewhere for an appointment, and at the place that I went, there was a receptionist. The receptionist asked for my name. I told him my name, and then he looked at my face, and then he asked, "Where are you from?" That question was very unexpected, and I hate that question because in a situation like that, where I'm from and my ethnicity does not matter at all, and I don't want to be seen or treated differently just because I was from another country. I wanted to say Canada, but I knew that's not the answer he wanted. So I avoided the question, but it still just ruined my day. I know he asked a very simple question with no bad intention, but still, it's just, it had a negative impact on me. And there are some other examples like, you speak English so well, you are so different from other people of your race, or that smells, how can you eat that? Always think first before you say or ask something, because your microaggressions have a big impact on people who experience them every day. Next is ableism. Ableism is a form of discrimination against people with physical, mental, or developmental disabilities. Everyday language is one of the most common ways that negative view about people with disabilities are reinforced. For example, it is ableist to describe someone, disabled or not disabled, as a retard. The term is offensive in itself, and it is offensive to use it to describe someone whose performance you disapprove of. Instead of using words like insane, stupid, dumb, retarded, try to use words like awful, bad, boring, or silly. Don't just end the F word, and the R word as well, because language matters, and what you say and how you say it may have a huge impact on how people feel about themselves. Next is Islamophobia. Islamophobia is a form of racism that is an irrational fear of Islam or a hatred or dislike of Muslims or those perceived to be Muslim. Some people asked me this question before. If you didn't know, Islam is the religion, and Muslims are people who believe in Islam. There are so many misconceptions of Islam. For example, the hijab or headscarf is a symbol of oppression. However, that's not true. Women who have chosen to wear the hijab do so as a sign of faith. There's another one. Islam is connected to hatred or terrorism, which is not also true. Islam is centered on faith, hope, and peace. There are 3 things that you can do to stop Islamophobia and be an ally. Listen, educate yourself, have difficult conversations. Next one is transphobia. Transphobia is a range of negative attitudes, feelings, or actions toward transgender people or toward transsexuality. Transphobia can be emotional disgust, fear, violence, anger, or discomfort felt or expressed towards people who do not meet today's society's gender expectations. You may think she, he, his, her are the only pronouns, but there are more. There are also gender pronouns like they and them, because not everyone fits into the gender binary. There are people with no gender, and it's very important to be careful with what pronouns you use. Also, listen, apologize, and do your homework. Educate yourself on the issues facing trans community. My tip for you is that don't make any assumptions about someone's gender or sexuality. The last one is anti-Black racism. Anti-Black racism still exists in Canada, especially in the biases we hold that inform the decisions and judgments we make every day. Anti-Black racism is prejudice, attitudes, beliefs, stereotyping, or discrimination that is directed at people of African descent. There are some very interesting facts about anti-Black racism in Canada on the back of the card. Slavery was practiced for 206 years in Canada. 1983 was when the last segregated school was closed. A Black person earns 75.6 cents for every dollar earned by a non-racialized person. By acknowledging how racism has shaped us, we can begin to explore how we contribute to the problem, and we might be able to stop it. Educate yourself and speak up when you see racism. If you like these cards and you would like to get them, you can drop by the Center for GCEI at Progress Campus B212, or you can also find them online at our Facebook page at CCGCEI. We encourage you to join the movement using hashtag social action cards. You can post your questions or your personal experiences of seeing these issues. Take these cards with you and show them to your friends. Start the conversation. Educate the people around you. If you're interested in what we do and you would like to get involved with our center, there are a number of ways for you to do so. You can apply for our Social Action Fund, which is a fund available for students and employees who want to make a positive impact on campus. You can attend our workshops like the Impact Institute, which we offer every semester. We also have lots of volunteer opportunities. And the best way to find out is by joining our mailing list. You can send an email to gcei@centennialcollege.ca using the subject line "add to mailing list," and you will receive notifications whenever we have events or volunteer opportunities. You can please also follow us on social media. We are very active on social media. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for having me.